Okay, guys. I'm back. I am gonna talk about something that's a little serious now, and that'd be bullying. Um, I get bullied every day at school, every day on Facebook, and every day on Instagram. I'm a nice guy. I don't call people names, but it's just the fact that I date both guys and girls, and when I date a guy, it's people call me fag, homo. People make fun of me. People call me the nastiest names you can ever think of, and I try not to let it get to me, but anyone that's gone through this will know what it's like. Like, I have war wounds to tell me that I'm stronger and I'm better than I was before I injured myself. As in war wounds, as in cuts. Yes. I have cuts up and down the length of my arms, up and down my legs. I have to hide them every day. I usually like to put the best way of hiding it, strangely enough, is makeup. Like, for instance, you can't see barely anything on my arm or back. This arm you can't. This leg you can't. This leg you can't. But you don't have to believe me, but scars are there. I might post a picture of it with the video, but it's something I've been battling. I mean, I have great friends that are always there for me, but it's not always enough. Sometimes you just want to be able to feel your friend's loving arms against your chest, or lay down with your friends, be able to talk to them, but sometimes you can't, sometimes you can, and it's really just a matter of trust nowadays. If you're able, that determines on if you're able to do that, because parents think you're going to go straight for the sex, and if you're anything like me, I won't ever do that with a friend, because I don't want to mess up a friendship I've had for God knows how long with my friends. And you know what? Cuddling is not bad. Or a kiss or on the cheek or the head makes you know that someone's there for you, that you're not worthless, that you're a creation on this planet, and that warm handprint on your head, or being able to lay against someone, or just the soft lips against your cheek or your head, it really helps. Now, it's not the only thing that can help it. Cuddling is nothing. It's just something that's comforting. I think, to me, the best thing is being able to sit by someone, be able to trust them, and talk about your feelings, and that being able to know that they won't judge you. If there was a famous school shooting back, it's kind of bad, but there was a school shooting back in the early 2000s, and these group of kids had gone into a school, planted several bombs, and they had taken guns from their parents' gun cabinets, and they had basically taken over the school on a school day, blown up the school. It was a 2-story school, so they blew up the explosives upstairs while the kids were at lunch, so then the floor would crash down on them, and the kids went around, shot every single one of them bullies that was theirs. And after they did that, they killed themselves. People tried to blame it on Marilyn Manson being the cause of it, because at the time his album was basically about that kind of stuff. And it was 60 Minutes had done an interview with him and asked him what he thinks about what happened, and what would have he done if he could tell the boys something. And what he said was quite incredible. He said he wouldn't say anything to the boys. He would hear, he would listen, he would hear what the boys had to say, listen to them, like, truly, and he would help them. He wouldn't just, because, you know what, all these boys needed was to be able to sit down with somebody, talk this out, but no, the school system couldn't even do that. The school system was so bad with the bullying, and that these kids went to the extent of having to kill them bullies. Yeah, I know people don't have to kill, but you know what? You try and step in our shoes. It's really, really hard. Okay, take it in perspective. Sitting at a table every day by yourself. Now that doesn't sound so bad. You have 280 days of school, and you get bullied every day. Tell me that's bad, because it's really, really bad. I mean, you have parents to tell you everything's going to be okay, but in the end, not everything's going to be okay, because the ugly truth of it is, if the bullies were to stop, everything would be okay. But you know what? 90% of the time, bullies don't stop. They get worse and worse. They get to the point where they text you to kill yourself. And but you know what? With bullies, it makes the bully victim want to turn to things to try and make themselves feel better. They do things that they normally wouldn't. They try drugs, they try alcohol. Sometimes it gets into their system that they have to continue to feed this feeling, and it will turn into addiction, and they have to feed their addiction. And you know what? I have gone through things. I have gone through several drug addictions, which are in my past now. I've gone through alcoholism, which is also in my past. So I kind of vowed that I wouldn't drink until I'm 30, and when I do start drinking, I'm not going to be an excessive drinker. I'm going to be like, okay, you're going to have one drink tonight. That's it for a month. And I won't ever go back to my old self. My old self was a broke-ass, washed-up loser. And it was not fun. It was like I live well. I live still with my parents, because I'm only 16, and I'm in high school, and I have a nice house, but there's always the buts. There's always a downside to everything. For one, I live in a somewhat nice of a house. A very big house. You know what that's earned me a nickname of? Rich Ass. My name is Lucas, and it also gives me the nickname Luke Ass. I mean, some people, they hear my name and they'll be like, "Hey, Luke ass," but you know what the real meaning of that? Nobody ever knows. They think they're just calling me that because they think I'm an asshole or something. Which, I'm a nice guy. And it's really hard because people made that name up for me because I'm bisexual. I'll date a dude. And they call me Luke ass because they think I go for the ass or a dick or something. But it's not cool to make fun of someone because of their name. Now, given that, I have friends that call me Luke ass because that's funny, because we have our little nicknames for each other. But the normal person that would go up to me and be like, "Hey, Luke ass," and be like all snotty about it, I would turn my head on them and I would just walk. I wouldn't say anything, I would walk. And if there was someone I could talk to, like my best friend or something, I would go and talk to them. The only one I can really trust now is my best friend, Ryan. I have lots and lots of good friends, but Ryan, she's really, really, she's been there for me. And when you're there for someone, it really says something. It says that you care about that person. You wouldn't let anything or anyone hurt that person. But there's always going to be a time in your life where you're going to fight with your best friend. And I've learned that. And you feel like you can't trust them anymore, or that they're going to go tell your secrets away. But here's the thing. You got to kind of learn over time from having a friend and having a best friend and having your BFF or your best friend forever. One you can trust, one you can talk to. Because the one you can talk to and one you can trust, your best friend forever, your BFF, you will have fights like you do with everyone, like your siblings and stuff. But you know what? The fights will bring you closer. The fights will get over your differences. And you know what? You'll see that you'll see that in the future, because the fighting level will start going down. I mean, there'll be a time in your life where you're going to be like, "Oh shit, I don't think we're going to be able to make it out, and I really think I'm going to lose her." I thought that several times. I have almost lost her. But I haven't given up hope. And you know what? The night I almost lost her, I was crying and crying and crying. I was afraid I had really and truly lost her. But it's kind of come to me that my best friends will always be my best friends. They will always be. Now I say to you, heart to heart, when a bully tries and punches you or shoves you into a locker, what would you do? Me, I always wanted to fight back, but I'm a little guy. I'm only 5'8". I don't work out. I kind of killing myself here because I used to be in the best shape ever, and ever since I started getting bullied, it's been in and out of the hospital. Like, I'm epileptic, and you can't just... I'll tell you about that in another story, but you can't just give up on yourself. You have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. If we gave up on ourselves right away, first time, every time, we would be terrible people. We would be crime people. We'd be, or you know what? We wouldn't necessarily only be crime people. We might even end up killing ourselves for real. You hear about that every day on the news, and you know, you just think, why couldn't someone just be there for that person? They couldn't just go up to that person and sit down with them and be like, "I'm here to talk." No. That's happened to me several times. I just wanted to talk, but no one would come up to me. I felt worthless, and I felt like nobody cared. And they had gotten me arrested one day. That's another story. And, I mean, talking to someone in person is so much better than being able to talk to someone over a computer. Talking to someone in person, you can know that you'll just be able to tell if they're going to be trustworthy or not. A computer, you can always have a disguise. The person you might talk to could be, you think is a girl, really is a dude for all you know. But in person, you really, really don't care, and you can talk to them all you want. And you should be able to trust that they won't tell anyone because they're your best friend. But that's all I have for this topic. Just, if you see someone getting bullied, stick up for them. If you have to, punch the shit out of them. Because you know what? In the future, I guarantee you, it'll come back to you. And if you'll be doing something, the kid that you helped save from a bully will come up and help you. And it's basically a mutual thing. And it really helps. So if you like this video, please remember to rate, subscribe, and comment. And until then, peace.